What's up, UB? It's Roger. This is your hub video for week 6 of Summer Academy. Yep, that's right. The final week. Make sure you finish strong and we can put this one in the history book. Speaking of history, we don't have any birthdays this week, but we got a lot for August, and here they are. Happy birthday, everybody. So this week will be your last chance to get together with your team. Make sure you come in your team pride, wear something of your team color. You can wear your team t-shirt, whatever you want, but come and hang out with us and enjoy time with your team one last time before summer ends. And speaking of teams, here's Eric with last week's team point tally.
Hello, everyone. Me and my assistant, Nar, we just finished calculating the team points. It was really hard this week. I had to have him help me out. These are the most team points we've had at any week so far through Summer Academy. Just remember, you got one more week left. We're calculating team points for the rest of the week next week. We will announce the overall winner on Friday. Make your team the top. Everybody still has a chance. So grind this last week. Earn points, earn credit, earn your stipend. Keep it up. For week 5, in 3rd place, we have the orange team. Orange team, good work. In 2nd place, we have the blue team. Blue team still putting in work. And the winner for week 5 is the gold team. So congrats to the gold team. Congrats to everybody. Keep grinding. Week 6, your last week. I'm so proud of all of you. Take care.
Thanks, Eric. Speaking of team time, you're going to have one more chance this week. Friday, fun day. You can come out and join us. It's going to be a special one. We're going to have door prizes. We're going to play a little bingo. We're going to have some slideshows of all the stuff you guys did this summer, as well as teacher awards and a bunch of other stuff. So make sure you set an alarm on your phone for 3 o'clock on Friday. Come and join us and hang out. Every week this summer, we've talked about change ahead. And this week, we're going to focus on activism-based change. A lot of stuff going on in the world. How do you get involved? Well, here's Christine to help you understand and know a little bit more of how to do that.
Hi everyone, I'm Christine and I'm here to talk to you about activism-based change. So what is the definition of an activist? An activist is a person who campaigns to bring about political or social change. What is a campaign? Campaign is an organized course of action to achieve a goal. So to be an activist or to do activism work, you are taking action to bring about political or social change. And I bring up this definition because I think a lot of times when people think about activists or activism work, they imagine someone who is at the front of a protest, or they think of a politician, right? And I want you to know that there are many ways in which you can do activism work, and everyone does it differently. There are many roles that you can take, and you don't have to be the person, you don't have to be like the spokesperson or this person like in front of something. I also want you to know that you can start now. You don't have to wait until you're an expert or know how to say things perfectly. I think a lot of times people are paralyzed by thinking that they have to do things perfectly or else people are going to call them out on something or they're going to get canceled. But you're going to make mistakes, right? You're going to do something wrong and you're going to learn from it, and you need to keep going. You can't let that stop you, because there is no such thing as a perfect activist. There's no such thing as a perfect person. So least of all, there's going to be a perfect activist, right? We are all constantly learning. Things are constantly changing in terms of how to talk about things. And so there is no expectation that you're going to do everything correct 100% of the time. So just know that you can start doing some of this work right now with what you know and who you are today. Okay. Next, I would say, think about what you enjoy doing and what you're good at, and find ways in which you can combine those two when looking at how you can contribute to activism work, right? Maybe you're good at social media. Maybe you're good at talking to people. Maybe you're good at fundraising. Maybe you're good at organizing logistics. There are so many things that happen behind the scenes that people don't see that is still activism work, right? Like I said, you do not have to be at the front of a protest to be considered an activist or to be doing activism work. There are so many things that had to happen to make that protest happen, right? There are people who had to figure out the protest routes. There are people who had to communicate with others about information and let people know when it's happening. There are people who created flyers for it. There are people who have to handle logistics, making sure people have food and water, making sure people with needs, they're being accommodated, right? There are so many ways in which you can have a role in the movement, and it's really about figuring out, what that is. And you can try things out and see whether or not you like it or not, right? Just like career paths. I don't expect students to know what they want to do at 18 when they've never done it before. So it's the same with activism work. Try different roles out, see what you like, see what you don't like, and if you can combine, being good at it with what you enjoy, then that's great. Next, find your issue area, right? Find what you are passionate about, what's going to keep you motivated, because this is really, really, really hard work. I would say more reallys if I could. This work is so hard. It's really, really hard. And being passionate about an issue and having a personal stake in it, or wanting to improve that for other people, that's going to keep you motivated, right? When you feel discouraged, when you feel disappointed or mad, right? Find what you're passionate about, whether that is locally or around the state or nationally or globally, right? Find what you want to work on, who you want to work on it with, where do you want to work on it. Figure out what your issue areas are. You do not have to solve everything in the world. Don't feel like you have to solve everything, right? I know sometimes people are like, there's so many things that are wrong with our country and the world, and I don't know where to start, and I'm not an expert in it, all these things. And the thing is, all these things that have contributed to why it's an issue, right? It's been thousands of years of colonialism, slavery, capitalism, patriarchy, racism, so many other isms, thousands of years, and so many people who came before you who shaped our society into the way it is today. And you can't, undo all of that in just a few years or just a few decades even, right? It's going to take a long time to undo it and to restore our society. And so don't feel like you have to take on every issue area, right? Choose a couple things that you feel really passionate about and explore that. One of the things that also makes it really hard is that sometimes it can feel really lonely to be doing this work. because there are going to be people out there who don't agree with you, who are actively trying to do the opposite of what you're trying to do. Maybe your family doesn't think you should do it, or that you're wasting your time on it, and they're like, why are you even doing this? You know, what's the point? It's not going to change anything, right? You're going to get that negativity from whether it's like people you know or from people online. It's going to happen. And so sometimes it can feel really lonely because it feels like it's you against the world, and you wonder if what you're doing is affecting any change at all. And I want you to know that it is, right? Even if it feels small, like you are still affecting some change. And so sometimes it can feel like you take one step forward, right? You get a win, and then something happens and it feels like progress has fallen like 5 steps back. Like that's gonna happen too, right? So dealing with losses is gonna be really, really hard. But when you do get that win, it's gonna feel so good, because you're gonna feel like I did something to contribute to that. And that win is part of something bigger than you, right? And so knowing that you had a part in that is gonna feel really rewarding. And one of the things that helps is to find your community, right? Find other people who are working on this with you, who are passionate about it too, right? You're all going to be collaborating. You can't do this alone, right? Whatever issue area that you're passionate about, there are people everywhere who are working on it too, who are like-minded, who share the same values as you. So you just need to find those people, find your community, you know, go to them when you need that encouragement, when you need that motivation, because it's gonna be an up and down kind of experience, kind of a journey. Also want to say, if you're really committed to this, this is gonna be a lifelong journey, right? I have made peace a long time ago with the fact that I'm probably not gonna see the world that I envision for myself or for our society in my lifetime. It may not even happen in my children's lifetime, right? And I have to be okay with that. And I know that sounds like kind of pessimistic to think like that, but I'm okay with that, because when those losses happen, like I mentioned, you know, I know that I'm doing something with my time here on Earth, right? I'm doing something with my energy, with my resources. I'm contributing to something, even if I'm not going to be able to see the end goal of it. And that's actually been a huge motivator for me to keep going, because I know that whatever I'm doing, it's still going to something. It's still adding to something, right? I hope that you all find what you're passionate about, what your role is in the activism community. I'm here to talk about anything that I talked about in this video more with you if you'd like to. I'm happy to answer questions. There's still so much more that I could say too, but you know, I just want you to know that you have a role in this if you want to, and that's up to you. That's your choice. So I hope that you join us in the movement, and you'll be welcome in. Thanks.
Thanks, Christine. Christine put a bunch of resources together on places where you can go and get involved and participate in change in the activism in your community. So make sure you check underneath this video. There's a bunch of list of resources and ways for you to get involved and be active in the change that's happening around the world. So we have one more selfie challenge video, and here it is, Twin Week. Great job, everybody. Fantastic. This week, we have one more selfie challenge. It is Team of Pride. Make sure you take a selfie with wearing your team t-shirt, wearing your team colors, wrapped up in a blanket that's color your team. I don't care, whatever it is. Sepia tone your whole selfie the same color as your team, whatever. Take a bunch of selfies, be creative, and send those in, and we'll get those and see those on Friday and Friday Fun Day. And this is it. Last week. Make sure you finish strong, stay safe, and stay engaged.